All right, hey, what's up everybody? Landon with LMR.com. In this video, we're talking about steering wheels, and in particular, these are the 5.0 Resto factory style steering wheels designed for the 1987 to 1989 Mustang. So kind of a quick backstory. Y'all know me, I kind of like that stuff. Ever since we debuted and released the steering wheels for the 90 to 93 cars, we always wanted a steering wheel for the 1987 to 1989 cars. And as you've heard me say in other videos, you know, this stuff takes time. The old saying of Rome wasn't built in a day, I think that's true in everything in life. Especially when it comes to this stuff right here. All right, so taking a closer look at each steering wheel. This is actually gonna be easy for me today and easier for you to understand just because of what we have. But we will have two options. Factory dimensions and tolerances for both. They're the exact same thing with the exception of one steering wheel is for cars without cruise control and the other steering wheel is for cars with cruise control. Both steering wheels will feature black synthetic leather. We're referring to this as a smooth leather, but if you get up close to it, it does have a factory style texture to it. And then the inside perimeter will have black baseball style stitching. The seams are placed very close to the 3 and 9 o'clock position. The reason why we chose the synthetic leather because we felt like it was a much nicer option compared to what you found on a factory 87 to 89 steering wheel. I think it was like a almost a molded foamy urethane, and over time, age isn't good to anything, let's be honest. I mean, I think I've aged pretty well, but those steering wheels, they'll crack, they'll fall apart. That urethane material will separate from the hoop and it'll twist and roll. It just gets all janked up. So you know why you need a new steering wheel. All right, so shifting our focus here kind of toward the center section of the wheel, we'll have the black urethane padding that have the factory grain and texture. And then kind of within all that, we'll have all the correct spots for your attaching components. So the 3 holes for the horn pad, and then on the back will be the 3 holes for the contact plate. The no cruise steering wheel looks a little bit different, obviously, than the steering wheel with cruise because it has provisions for your cruise control buttons. On the back side of that steering wheel will be the plastic cover plate. This also helps retain the cruise control switches to the steering wheel. It has the factory texture to it as well, but this will get situated to the back of the steering wheel and then your contact plate will go over it. The hub on each steering wheel does feature the double D shaft, so it'll go right on to your factory column. And then we also have threaded holes for a steering wheel puller if you ever need to service this steering wheel. As far as the width goes, this is very, very, very close to what you would find on an original steering wheel. And while we're talking about the grip, here on the back side of the wheel will also be the kind of the finger indentions where your fingers kind of find a groove and you get a really good driving experience. So other than the steering wheel, I think it's obvious to consider some other parts. You will have to transfer over your horn pad, so clean it up really good. We do have the little blue Ford oval that goes in that horn pad if you want to replace it. While you have this apart, you could also clean up your contact plate that's within the horn pad assembly. We've sold seems like millions of those over the years. We have a video on that if you want to go watch it, but it's very simple. You'll kind of just roll the vinyl over the plastic housing, scuff up the contact plate, put the new foam in, reassemble it, and then you're good to go. I would definitely go with a new steering wheel bolt. In my head, it just makes sense to do that. New steering wheel bolt, and then kind of think of all the finish out things related to the steering wheel. The column trim ring, the upper and lower shroud, the retaining hardware for that shroud, the clip for the trim ring, and really just anything in that generalized area. So as far as installation goes, you're gonna probably spend more time cleaning if you go down that rabbit hole than you would putting one of these steering wheels in the car. If you're just taking one out and putting one in, you'll have a steering wheel in these cars in no time flat, probably less than an hour. And I'm telling you, once you get it bolted in, you're probably gonna go for a drive. You're gonna be happier than a possum in a lunchbox, let's just say that, because this steering wheel is definitely gonna knock your socks off. We're gonna be putting one of these into blue collar. This is our 1988 GT Cobra clone. You've seen it featured on the channel for several years. Definitely in need of a steering wheel. We'll also show both wheels in this particular car. That way you have a good idea of how both of them will look installed. All right, so to go ahead and get started, this is easy. Horn pad is gonna roll off of the wheel. You're just gonna grab the back of it right here on this upper lip section. And these pegs will come out of the wheel here. Disconnect the spade terminals, and then we can use a 15mm socket to break that bolt loose. So next we'll go ahead and assemble the steering wheel puller. I've already got ours situated with the correct thread, pitch, screws here. They're gonna screw into the steering wheel. I always like to use something for the steering shaft. This is just a hex bit appropriately sized. That way I use the nose of the press screw to press against that. So we're gonna get this situated here. Turn that a little ways and then just use the appropriate socket to tighten those down. As you go till they get snug. Now I'll turn the press screw and then we're ready to press it off. Appropriate socket, you can turn clockwise. That simple. Just slide that assembly off. So now at this point, if you wanted to go ahead and go any further, you can. We're gonna do that today. I'm gonna pull the trim ring off. It just unsnaps from this little clip here. And then your upper lower column trim, it's 3 Phillips head screws. This multi-function switch is all faded and crusty, so we're gonna get that fixed up. Whenever you get these loose, sometimes you gotta push down the upper trim to give yourself some tension and leverage to get these screws out. Once screws are loose, you can just separate these two halves and get them out of your way. We're not gonna go too far down the rabbit hole with some of this. I just wanted to let y'all know what we were doing. Main focus of the day is the steering wheel. I'm gonna clean all this up. We're gonna put a new multi-function switch in it just because this is all nasty. Go ahead and disassemble our steering wheel puller from the steering wheel so we can transfer a few components to our new one. So we'll get these 6 Phillips head screws out of the way. All right. Oh, no. There's no screw up here hiding. 7 screws total. 7 screws total. So this is the contact pad. So this gets disconnected. Okay. So that's everything we need off of the old steering wheel. We're gonna clean some of this stuff up. So I'm just gonna clean up our horn pad. We do have a video of how to refurbish the contact pad, contact plate for these things. We'll leave a link to it down in the video description. Actually, one of the very first videos I remember doing whenever I got into videos, so y'all don't laugh too hard at it. Or do, whatever. If you need it, the new Ford emblem here is also available on the site. And you would just gently lift that one out, the tool, appropriate tool, small like a flathead screwdriver or something. Just, you know, make note, don't induce any damage. Clean it up, wipe that area with some alcohol, and then you can put your new emblem down. Ugh. It needs like WD-40. Alrighty, so on the new wheel, reverse the steps. Feed your cruise control switches back through. And these just set in place real nice and clean, real simple. Then you can flip that back over, and then we'll need to kind of, this will take a little bit of time to get back situated, but once you figure it out, it'll go right into, oop, push the cruise control switch out, and that doesn't matter. Okay. So make sure your wires lay clean. Then we can get this realigned, which we've got it. Back this up with your thumb when you push. If not, you're gonna break this thing. All right, make sure the wires are nice and clean, tucked, good, okay. Okay, so now that we've got the plate here reconnected, The rear trim piece is gonna slide in first to kind of get it situated. And then this plate here will kind of get nestled down into its spot. You'll just align the screw holes. So see, all this will sit nice and clean. We'll do these 3 to secure this plate first. Oh, we gotta push up on our cruise control switch to grab the threads. So we are ready for reinstall. All right, so we've got our column trim, the trim ring resituated. We're going in with a new steering wheel bolt. Just makes sense. New steering wheel, new bolt. And we're gonna get this tightened down. It's got a little spring to it, so we'll have to make sure it gets seated. Get our horn pad reconnected. Flip that around. Make sure our wires aren't pinched. And then we'll get this situated into the new wheel. Oh, that's sweet. That's money. Money. All right, everybody, wrapping things up here. Really good restoration part for the 87 to 89 Mustangs. If you're in the middle of restoring your interior, here you go. Just go ahead and grab you one. Get all the other supporting pieces for this steering wheel to finish out your interior. Or let's say you got a car that's already well sorted. Your interior is absolutely dialed and you want to take a step and have a nicer steering wheel, definitely consider the 5.0 Resto factory style steering wheel for your 87 to 89 Mustang. As always, fellas, if you find value in what we're doing, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Until we see you in the next one, for all things Foxbody Mustang, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.